call, messages line up before you stand. Everyone expects a steady hand. Heart feels heavy in the morning air. Shoulders tighten while you find a shirt to wear. You keep asking how you lost your spark before the sunlight even leaves the dark. If a friend described this kind of star, you would guard the edges of their heart. Tell them they can show up as they are, not a glowing, flawless morning star. You don't know a perfect day, just a breath along the way. Pour a glass of simple water, let it cool the inner border. You don't know a perfect day, only steps in your own way. Nothing breaks because you stray from an image on a page. Later near the corner grocery door, someone drops their coins across the floor. You lean down and help them gather silver, offer them a small kind little sliver. On the street a stranger meets your eye, gives a tired but honest little smile. You forget the quiet light you give, judging how you move and how you live. If that story carried someone new, you would praise the gentle things they do. So you send that same soft point of view back along the path that leads to you. You don't know a perfect day, just a breath along the way. Pour a glass of simple water, let it cool the inner border. You don't know a perfect day, only steps in your own way. Nothing breaks because you stray from an image on a page. Leave the polished checklist on the chair, let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading messages inside, pointing where your truer rhythms hide. You don't know a perfect day, hold that truth when skies turn gray. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You don't know a perfect day, when tomorrow comes your way, you can meet it as you are, not a distant shining star. Morning screen lights up before your eyes, news and numbers pour like busy skies. Half-read messages from different corners, every icon feels like quiet orders. Heart beats faster than the kettle steam, mind still tangled in a restless dream. You stand watching shadows on the wall, wonder when you stopped hearing your call. If a friend described this faded glow, you would tell them they couldn't move more slow. You would guide them to an open chair, let their breathing find a softer air. When you come back to yourself, even just a single like the world took every gentle entry. You remember nights beside a cousin when their hope felt lost in constant buzzing. You just stayed and matched their fragile air, never asked them to be doing better there. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness circle through till it finds its way back into you. When you come back to yourself, even just a single breath, even just a quiet moment, leaning on the balcony. When you come back to yourself after running out of health, nothing cancels who you are. You are still that steady heart. Leave the crowded planner on the chair, let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your chest what rhythm feels like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where your truer days begin. When you come back to yourself, let that promise be your wealth. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. When you come back to yourself from the edges where you fell, when tomorrow starts to swell, you can rise as who you are as Morning tram sighs softly down the line, metal railing colder than your spine. Messages keep knocking on your screen, every bubble pulling at your seams. Heartbeats louder than the station noise, shoulders tense around forgotten joys. Part of you still tries to play it cool, part of you feels small and overruled. If a friend stood shaking in your shoes, you would never ask them not to bruise. You would guide them to a steady chair, let their breathing taste a gentler air. You can lay the burden down just for now on solid ground. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. You can lay the burden down, you are not a failing crown. Nothing breaks because you choose one soft moment you can use. Later in the hallway near the lifts, coworker moves under heavy shifts. They confess the weight behind their smile, every deadline stretching one more mile. You remember nights beside a cousin when their hope felt thin and hardly running. You just matched the rhythm of their breath, never begged them for their brightest self. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that tenderness unwind, wrap around your tired, unsteady mind. You can lay the burden down just for now on solid ground. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. You can lay the burden down, you are not a failing crown. Nothing breaks does not care. Ask your chest what rhythm feels like. Ease, not the loud demand that never freeze. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a kinder life begins. You can lay the burden down, hold that sentence like a sound. Take a glass of cooling water, offer it like quiet honor. You can lay the burden down when tomorrow comes around. You can pick one piece to bear, not the world on every Friday neon on the office door, empty mugs along the copy floor. Head keeps pulsing with the week-long noise. Every choice feels shaped by other voices. You walk slowly past the sliding glass, see your outline in the fading mass. Part of you still plays the perfect role, part of you feels hollow in your soul. If a friend described this tired scene, you would never call them weak or mean. You would guide them to the softer chair, tell them they can drop the weight they bear. Give yourself a little mercy, let the harsh reports fall through. You have carried storms for others, while your sky turned faded blue. Give yourself a little mercy, lay the verdicts on the ground. Nothing breaks because you choose kinder words inside your sound. Later in a quiet subway car, fluorescent hum beneath a silver bar. Stranger wipes a teardrop from their face, hides it quickly like a stolen trace. You remember standing with a cousin when their faith in everything was thin. You just match the rhythm of their breath, offer presence more than perfect strength. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that tenderest return toward the places where your judgments burn. Give yourself a little mercy, let the harsh reports fall through. You have carried storms for others, while your sky turned faded blue. Give yourself a little mercy, lay the verdicts on the ground. Nothing breaks because you choose kinder words inside your sound. Leave the flawless checklist in your bag, let the corners of the paper sag. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the shout that tells you only please. Every time your shoulders start to drop, every time the spinning voices stop, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where a gentler life begins. Give yourself a little mercy, hold that sentence in your chest. Take a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet rest. Give yourself a little mercy, when tomorrow calls your name. You can meet that rising morning with a softer inner flame. slip slowly up the wall. Cold towel waiting for your careful fall. Unread messages along the screen. Little fires asking where you have been. Heart feels heavy in the quiet air. Shoes sit empty by the rocking chair. You keep scanning every hour ahead, like a puzzle scattered in your head. If a friend described this restless start, you would guard the corners of their heart. Say they do not owe a flawless plan, just a single step their feet can stand. You do not have to fix the day, you can let it be this way. Make the bed in crooked corners, breathe before you read the warnings. You do not have to heal the sky every time the clouds roll by. Nothing breaks because you say you will not repair the day. Later on a bench beside the pier, waves tap gently at the wooden gear. Children chase a drifting piece of foam. Seabirds circle over boats that roam. You remember sitting with a cousin when their hope felt frayed and barely running. You did not rearrange their whole life map. You just let them lean and take a nap. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that softness circle back, touch the parts that feel they must react. You do not have to fix the day, you can let it be this way. Wash one dish and call it something, answer one small quiet something. You do not have to heal the sky every time the clouds roll by. Nothing breaks because you say you will not repair the day. Close the glowing laptop with a click, let the urgent banners fade and slip. Hang the keys upon the waiting nail, let the whisper of the harbor sail. Every time your shoulders start to drop, every time the spinning voices stop, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where your gentler hours begin. You do not have to fix the day, hold that truth when light turns gray. Sip a glass of simple water, let it cool the restless border. You do not have to heal the sky when tomorrow passes by. You can meet it where you are, not a distant shining star. softly round the bend. Glass door closes on another friend. You sit pressed against the silver rail, thoughts replay each hidden little fail. Phone lights up with smiling picture frames, every caption using brighter names. Heart feels out of step with all that view. Quiet voice keeps asking what is true. If a friend described this heavy ache, you would tell them they are not mistake. You would say their feelings still belong, even when they do not feel as strong. There is nothing wrong with you when your sky turns muted blue, when your laughter hides behind cloudy corners of your mind. There is nothing wrong with you when you do not push on through. You are still a steady light, even when you lose the fight. Later at a table near the street, coffee cooling by your restless feet, friend starts talking with a shaking tone, says they feel like they were wrong alone. You remind them of the times they stayed, held up others when their colors frayed. You can see their gentle courage clear, long before they feel it reappear. If the story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness circle back, touch the places where you think you lack. There is nothing wrong with you when your sky turns muted blue, when your laughter hides behind cloudy corners of your mind. There is nothing wrong with you when you do not push on through. You are still a steady light, even when you lose the fight. Leave the harsh old verdicts on the chair. Let the ink blur where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the loud demand that will not cease. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you are reading signals from within, pointing where a kinder truth begins. There is nothing wrong with you. Hold that sentence till it is true. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. There is nothing wrong with you when tomorrow calls for you. You can meet the morning through, knowing you are still brand new. Evening traffic shivers on the glass, office lights fade out in quiet mass. You walk slowly down the stairwell halls, echoes bouncing off the painted walls. Phone keeps buzzing in your open hand, little favors no one else had planned. Heart beats faster than the sliding door, like you must deliver something more. If a friend described this rushing wait, you would tell them they can hesitate. You would say their worth is not a task, not a list that anyone can ask. You have nothing to prove tonight, to the screens or to the light. You can let the questions wait, you can walk it softer rate. You have nothing to prove tonight, not in numbers, not in sight. Breathing on the kitchen tile is already worth the while. to a glow. You remember sitting with a cousin when they thought their second chance was done. You did not request they change the score. You just stayed and listened on the floor. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that kindness circle back, touch the places where you feel you lack. You have nothing to prove tonight, to the screens or to the light. You can let the questions wait, you can walk it softer rate. You have nothing to prove tonight, not in numbers, not in sight. Leaning on the railing rail still counts more than every scale. Leave the glowing laptop in its case, let the charts fade gently out of place. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the loud demand that never ceases. Every time your jaw begins to rest, every time the pull lifts off your chest, you were reading signals from within, pointing where a truer life begins. You have nothing to prove tonight, hold that sentence in your sight. Take a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. You have nothing to prove tonight, when tomorrow brings its light. You can meet the morning view as yourself and still be true. Through the station gate, metal doors complain about the wait. Screens above announce another delay. Still your thoughts keep shouting, do not stray. You step back and lean against the wall, watch the river of another rush hour call. Part of you believes you must keep pace, part of you just wants a different place. If a friend stood shaking in that line, you would guard their heart before the time. You would tell them they can walk, not chase. Choose a human, not a perfect pace. You are worth the slower road, you did not belong to speed. You can take a small strict agenda rest tonight. Close the cover on its brittle light. Ask your body where the breathing flows, not the voice that only ever grows. Every time your shoulders lose their guard, every time your jaw stops working hard, you are hearing signals from within, showing where a softer path begins. You are worth the slower road. Hold that sentence in your chest. Sip a cup of gentle water, treat it like a tiny rest. You are worth the slower road. When tomorrow starts to shout, you can choose a calmer route. Turn the noisy volume out. Morning bus reflects the city sky. Windows blur as sleepy faces slide. You give up your corner seat for someone, balancing a paper bag and sun. No one writes a headline for that move. Still your quiet kindness shifts the groove. Traffic keeps its ordinary pace, yet a softer current fills this space. If a friend described a heart like yours, you would name the glow behind their doors. You would list the ways they change the weather with their small, consistent, tender gestures. You make this world more gentle with the way you hold a door, with the way you hear a story that no one heard before. You make this world more gentle every time you choose to stay, when another spirit trembles and cannot find their way. Later at a cafe by the square, coworker drops papers everywhere. You kneel down and help them gather pages. Ask about the weight of recent changes. They confess they feel like fading color, lost beneath the sea of distant numbers. You remind them breathing still counts too. Nothing cancels what their hands can do. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let those gentle words return toward the corners where your doubts still burn. You make this world more gentle with the way you hold a door, with the way you hear a story that no Let the lens step farther from yourself. Ask your memory where the moments live, when your presence was the gift to give. Every time a friend could fall apart, safely in the circle of your heart, you were holding up a piece of light, even if it never reached your sight. You make this world more gentle. Hold that sentence in your chest. Pour a cup of warm and honey, let it stand for simple rest. You make this world more gentle. When tomorrow calls your name, you can walk that waking pavement, knowing you have shaped its frame. Softly on the bed, phone glows pale beside your hanging head. Thoughts start listing every tiny moment. Every time you questioned your own judgment, heartbeat moves in cautious uneven steps. Palms feel warm with unspoken regrets. You sit slowly on the wooden chair, trying not to drown inside the air. If a friend described this fragile state, you would never call their worry late. You would give their trembling voice a place. Let each feeling show an honest face. Your feelings make sense tonight, even when they blur your sight. Every shiver in your chest is a message asking rest. Your feelings make sense tonight. They are not a wrong black light. You can treat each quiet wave like a signal you can save. Later at a bus stop near the park, clouds stack slowly, turning edges dark. Coworker says everything feels heavy. Can I name the reason for that gravity? You remember evenings on the sofa, holding someone through their inner quota. You believe the storm inside their story, long before they trusted that same worry. If that memory belonged to you, you would call that patience strong and true. So you let that gentle verdict land on the feeling shaking in your hand. Your feelings make sense tonight, even when they blur your sight. Every shiver in your chest is a message asking rest. Your feelings make sense tonight. They are not a wrong black light. You can treat each quiet wave like a signal you can save. Leave the cold and the loose aside. Let the numbers take a softer ride. Ask your breathing where the loosening lives, not the voice that only ever digs. Every time your shoulders gently fall, every time you notice tears at all, you are hearing language from within, telling where your tender truth speaking. Your feelings make sense tonight. Hold that sentence in the light. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like gentle honor. Your feelings make sense tonight. When tomorrow comes in bright, you can greet that rising fence, knowing all you feel makes sense. house leans softly round the bend. Strangers ways and nearly hits the end. You reach out to steady sleepy shoulders, offer space before the tilt grows colder. No one claps or writes a shining post. No one knows you gave that little coast. Heart just files it in a quiet drawer, part of all the kindnesses you store. If a friend described a life like this, you would name the grace in how they live. You would say their gentle daily choices make a chorus out of smaller voices. The way you care is enough, even when the day feels rough. Every message you remember, every hand you still surrender. The way you care is enough, in the silence and in stuff. Nothing cancels who you are. You have always been that hard. Later in a hallway near the stairs, coworker just stands frozen in their cares. You stay back until they catch your eye, ask if they have time to step outside. On the bench you listen without fixing, let the scattered thoughts keep intermixing. You do not deliver some grand speech, you just sit where heavy feelings reach. If that story carried someone new, you would praise the patient things they do. So you let that same soft verdict stay, pointed gently back along your way. The way you care is enough, even when the day feels rough. Every message you remember, every hand you still surrender. The way you care is enough, in the silence and the stuff. Nothing cancels who you are. You have always been that hard. Leave the shrinking mirror on the shelf, let it rest from judging you as less. As you're breathing where the warmth begins, not the score that only counts big wins. Every time a friend can fall apart safely in the circle of your heart, you are shining more than you can see, even when you doubt your energy. The way you care is enough, hold that sentence when it's tough. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet on earth. The way you care is enough, when tomorrow calls your bluff, you can walk that waking street, knowing kindness moves your feet. Often you press it once, watch the numbers fade instead of run. Curtain sways and paints the floor in amber. City hums, it's softer than it has been. Phone lies face down on the bedside table. Every app stays quiet, dark and stable. You just listen to the ceiling breathe, let your body choose when it will leave. If a friend described this gentle start, you would cheer the courage in their heart. Say they do not have to justify one slow morning underneath the sky. Let it be a day with no agenda, nothing you must color in a square. Walk around the block with drifting footsteps, stop to feel stretch back into its shape. Let it be a day with no agenda, nothing you must color in a square. Take on cold beside the open window, music humming lightly through the air. Let it be a day with no agenda, hands wrapped loosely around a favorite drink. You can let your thoughts move like the river, curling softly round the stones you think. Leave the stacked up papers in a drawer, close the door and do not count the score. Change the screen from list to quiet picture. Let the silence fill the deepest mixture. Every time your shoulders fall a little, every sigh that breaks the inner middle is a sign your nervous heart remembers how to rest without a burning center. Let it be a day with no agenda, hold the phrase like sunlight on your skin. Pour a glass and feel the coolness linger as you let the air move out and in. Let it be a day with no agenda, when tomorrow taps against the glass, you can meet the hours with steadier footsteps, knowing you allow this one to pass. Heavier than usual, clouds hang low above the quiet view. Coffee steam curls slowly from the cup, calendar keeps asking you to show up. Heart feels older than the kitchen floor, bare feet waiting by the wooden door. You just lean against the painted frame, wonder when the colors change their name. If a friend described this tender rain, you would tell them they are not mistakes. You would point at every gentle thing they still bring to days that do not cease. Light will find you anyway, through a window, down a stairway, through a message from a neighbor, through a joke that lifts your labor. Light will find you anyway, even when you turn away. You can sit and softly stay till it reaches where you later on a bench beside the river. Autumn leaves begin their quiet shiver. Teenage buskers try a broken chorus, miss a note and laugh like it adores us. You remember nights beside a cousin, when their hope felt thin and barely running. You saw tiny sparks behind their eyes, long before they noticed any rise. If that memory belonged to you, entire timeline on the table. Let the ink sway where it is not able. Ask it breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your shoulders start to fall, every time you finally feel it all, you are reading signals from within, showing where new chapters can begin. Light will find you anyway. Hold that sentence through the gray. Pour a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner border. Light will find you anyway. When tomorrow tests your way, you can meet the breaking day, knowing you are still its ray. Morning train doors open with a sigh, canoodlers moving tightly woven lines. You step on and feel the current pulling, like the world decided what is ruling. Metal railing cool beneath your palm, head keeps chanting, keep it fast and calm. But your heartbeat taps a different pattern, softer than the rushing metal lanterns. If a friend stood here in shoes like these, you would help their shoulders find some ease. Tell them they can follow their own meter, not the loudest never-ending speaker. You can find a rhythm that fits you, not the one they hand you through the news. Walk a little slower down this road, carry just a small and honest load. You can find a rhythm that fits you, in the way you speak and how you move. Nothing fails because you choose steps that feel like something true. Later at a desk beside the glass, emails marching tight on ending tracks. Co-worker talks about their latest milestone. You feel pressure rising in your bones. Then you see a plant upon the shelf, leaning sideways, growing by itself. Not as tall, but curling toward the daylight, finding space without a perfect timeline. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. Roots can deepen far from any chart, growth can follow lines that suit your heart. You can find a rhythm that fits you, not the one they hand you through the news. Walk a little slower down this road, carry just a small and honest load. You can find a rhythm that fits you, in the way you speak and how you move. Nothing fails because you choose steps that feel like something true. Ooh. Leave a strict agenda in a drawer, let the ink drift where it wants to pour. Ask your breathing where it feels less tight, not the schedule shouting through the night. Every time your shoulders start to fall, every time you do not feel it all, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where your gentler days begin. You can find a rhythm that fits you, hold that sentence as you do. Pour a glass of simple water, let it calm the inner quarter. You can find a rhythm that fits you, when tomorrow calls you through. You can meet the rising view, moving like your heart stays true. from the curb. Middle seats hold every type of nerve. Phone keeps buzzing somewhere in your coat. Tiny plans attached to every note. Head runs faster than the passing poles. Thoughts move miles beyond your waking souls. You sit quiet by the sliding door, feeling like your pulse is one step short. If a friend described this rushing state, you would tell them they can pause and wait. Say their body doesn't need to match every thought that sprints ahead to catch. Let your heart catch up to where you are. You do not need to chase a distant star. You can breathe beside the window frame while the city rolls without your name. Let your heart catch up to where you stand on this gently shaking patch of land. Nothing fails because you stop, letting every second push the clock. Lean against the painted wall. Share a silence heavier than the hall. You remember nights beside a cousin when they're hopeful, thin and barely running. You just match the rhythm of their breath, let their heartbeat set the pace of steps. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you turn that gentleness around, let it settle in your busy ground. Let your heart catch up to where you are. You do not need to chase that distant star. You can breathe beside the window frame while the city rolls without your name. Let your heart catch up to where you stand on this gently shaking patch of land. Nothing fails because you stop, letting every second push the clock. Crowded planner on the chair, let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your shoulders start to fall, every time you do not feel it all, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where a softer pace begins. Let your heart catch up to where you are. Hold that sentence like a quiet star. Pour a glass of simple water clear, let it cool the corners of your fear. Let your heart catch up to where you stand. When tomorrow makes another plan, you can meet the morning train, moving at a pace that holds your name. Evening glowing softly through the glass, dishes waiting near the metal tap. Messages keep circling in your pocket, tiny tasks that never leave the docket. Heart feels heavier than folded clothes, shoulders tied beneath your working clothes. You move slowly round the quiet room, telling yourself rest is something earned. If a friend described this kind of day, you would help them put the weight away. Tell them they can lie drift where it does not care. Turn the glowing laptop dark and still. Let the silence have a chance to fill. Every time your shoulders start to drop, every time the racing thoughts grow soft, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where a kinder night begins. You don't have to earn your rest. Hold that sentence in your chest. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You don't have to buy this peace with another task increase. When tomorrow beats its drum, you can come as who you are, not what you've done. Screen glows blue against your face. News and numbers scroll at frantic pace. Kettle hums beside the metal sink. You forget to stop and even think. Heart taps quietly against your ribs, like a drummer stuck in smaller gigs. Part of you believes you must perform. Part of you feels tired of that form. If a friend described this empty spin, you would fold them gently further in. Tell them they were never built to be. Endless output for the world to see. You are not a machine. You are muscle, breath, and dream. You are more than every task printed on a glowing mask. You are not a machine. You can step outside the screen. Nothing shatters when you choose one small moment you refuse. Later at a crossing by the mall, workers rush beneath the billboard wall. Coworker admits they feel like cogs, moving through fluorescent humming fog. You recall the long nights with a cousin, when their hope felt thin and barely running. You did not request a fresher smile. You just stayed and listened all the while. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you turn that kindness back inside, toward the parts that learn to only grind. You are not a machine. You are muscle, breath, and dream. You are more than every task printed on a glowing mask. You are not a machine. You can step outside the screen. Nothing shatters when you choose one small moment you refuse. Take the color-coded chart down from the door. Let the tape leave gentle marks along the board. Ask your shoulders what would feel like ease, not the voice that orders, never pleased. Every time your bend toward a softer, slower human end. You are hearing signals from within, drawing lines where gentler days begin. You are not a machine. Let that sentence sit between every line of pending duty, every rule about your beauty. You are not a machine. Pour some water, keep it clean. When tomorrow starts to lean, you can guard your living scene. Circles round the room, group chat filling up with weekend moves, invitation after new suggestion, tiny bells that sound like subtle pressure, heartbeats quicker than the coffee drip, shoulders tighten while you bite your lip. Part of you wants quiet on the sofa, part of you feels pulled to cross the border. If a friend stood here with this same tension, you would hear their every apprehension. Tell them they can choose a gentler way. Turn one busy offer into not today. You can say no sometimes, let your body draw the line. You can keep a Sunday open for your own unspoken ocean. You can say no sometimes without losing love or ties. Nothing shatters when you choose one small plan that you refuse. Later at a desk beside the glass, coworker asks help with one more task. They look tired but still keep on smiling. You see weight behind the easy styling. You remember evenings with a cousin when they try to meet. Each crowd is summons. You were first to whisper they could back out, still be worthy without every route. If that memory held your name instead, you would share the same soft words you said. So you let that message travel home to the part that thinks it stands alone. You can say no sometimes, let your body draw the line. You can keep a Sunday open for your own unspoken ocean. You can say no sometimes without losing love or ties. Nothing shatters when you choose one small plan that you refuse. Turn the ringing speaker a little lower, let the calendar page turn slower. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the fear of making closeness cease. Every time your shoulders start to loosen, every time the swirl of thoughts grows muted, you are hearing signals from within, pointing where true boundaries begin. You can say no sometimes, hold that sentence in your mind. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You can say no sometimes when tomorrow sends new signs. You can answer in your voice, knowing no can be a kind choice. slips quietly across the floor. Half-clean laundry waiting by the door. Phone still sleeping on the kitchen table. Thoughts feel heavier than you are able. Heart keeps counting everything undone. Every plan that never quite begun. You stand barefoot near the window glass, watching this new day arrive and pass. If a friend described this tangled start, you would hold the corners of their hearts. Say they do not need a perfect wing, they can simply choose one gentle thing. Start with one small thing today. Pour cold water, wash your face. Open blinds and breathe the air. Change the shirt that you can't wear. Start with one small thing today. Let that kindness lead the way. Nothing fails because you bring only this one small real thing. Later in a laundromat half bright, machines hum softly under neon light. Someone drops a bundle on the tiles. You lean down and help them for a while. They confess they feel like falling back, lost inside an ever-growing stack. You remind them every folded sleeve is a quiet reason they can breathe. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let those words return tonight to the part that says you must do right. Start with one small thing today. Send one message, sweep one space. Light a candle near the sink. Let its warmth reshape your think. Start with one small thing today. Let that kindness lead the way. Nothing fails because you bring only this one small real thing. Leave the crowded checklist on the chair. Let the ink drift where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like ease, not the loud demand that never frees. Every time your shoulders start to drop, every sigh that helps the spinning stop. You are hearing signals from within, pointing where your softer steps begin. Start with one small thing today. Hold that sentence through the gray. Take a glass of simple water. Offer it like quiet honor. Start with one small thing today. When tomorrow calls your name, you can meet that rising light with one step that still feels right. Morning light leans softly on the sink. Dirty dishes crowd the metal rim. Phone displays a list of colored circles. Everyone a promise growing thin. Heart beats faster than the kettle whistle. Shoulders rise like buildings made of steel. You keep whispering I should do it all now. quiet, let the room breathe free of silent riot. Every time your shoulders start to lower, every breath that leaves a little slower is a sign your body speaks within, pointing where a kinder night begins. You can leave it for tomorrow, hold that sentence in your chest. Pour a glass of simple water, let it stand for honest rest. You can leave it for tomorrow, when the morning starts to call. You can pick one thing to carry, not the weight of every morning light slides softly through the blinds. Coffee cooling while you count your tries. Sink still holding yesterday's decisions. Little ghosts of half-completed missions. Heart feels tender in the quiet air. Eyes move slowly around the scattered chair. Part of you believes you should do better. Part of you is trying just to enter. If a friend described this heavy start, you would guard the edges of their heart. You would tell them they have always mattered, even when their plans look slightly shattered. You are doing the best you can with the strength inside your hands. Every step across this floor still belongs to something more. You are doing the best you can, though it may not match the plan. Nothing steals your deeper worth for the way you move on earth. Later by the window near the stair, a neighbor asks how long you have been there. You both laugh about the missing answers, bills and letters, broken charging cables. They describe a year of quiet failing, all the dreams they feel they left still waiting. You remind them how they held you steady on the nights your tears arrive already. If that story carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let those softer words return toward the parts that ache and twist and burn. You are doing the best you can with the strength inside your hands. Every step across this floor still belongs to something more. You are doing the best you can, though it may not match the plan. Nothing steals your deeper worth for the way you move on earth. Leave the cruel report card on the chair, let the ink blur where it does not care. Ask your breathing what would feel like peace, not the voice that never seems to cease. Every time your shoulders start to fall, every time you do not feel it all, you are hearing messages within, pointing where a kinder life begins. You are doing the best you can, hold that sentence in your hands. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet order. You are doing the best you can, when tomorrow makes its plans. You can meet the morning sky, knowing you have always tried. fog. Office tower waits beyond the smog. Heart beats louder than the station speakers. Hands feel smaller than the tasks grow bigger. Phone lights up with questions you postpone. Little flames that flicker on their own. You keep saying you should hold it together, even while your pulse feels like bad weather. If a friend described this fragile strain, you would never let them stand in rain. You would tell them they could share the weight. Let another heart stand at the gate. You can ask for help this time. You can let your branches climb into arms that wanna hold every story you have told. You can ask for help this time. You are not a break in line. Nothing falls apart or melts when you say you need some help. Later in the hallway near the lifts, coworker moves under unseen shifts. They say sleep has not been truly restful. Thoughts keep pacing through a crowded vessel. You remember nights beside a cousin when their hope fell thin and barely running. They reached out and said they could not manage. You showed up and helped them name the damage. If that moment carried now your name, you would sing the very same refrain. So you let that memory turn around, land inside your own unsettled ground. You can ask for help this time. You can let your branches climb into arms that wanna hold every story you have told. You can ask for help this time. You are not a break in line. Nothing falls apart or melts when you say you need some help. Oh, believe the silent armor on the chair. Let the cracks breathe open in the air. Text a friend and say you feel unsteady. Call the one who said they will be ready. Every time your shoulders start to drop, every tear that finally dares to stop, you are hearing signals from within, saying you can't let another in. You can ask for help this time. Hold that sentence in your mind. Pour a glass of simple water, offer it like quiet honor. You can ask for help this time when tomorrow starts